send my bro a kite quick. Ties of war, we ain't forget about you, keep your light lit. Rappers can't see, most of them scared to witness. Go on, close your eyes, plus one right here for the trenches. Bad bitches, natural hair or extensions. Hood niggas that'll probably grip like some dentures. Brothers on them fences, 23 and 1 out. Praying that commissary hit before it run out. Bitches on the gram, dog filter with their tongue out. Couldn't stay home because they found the dugout. Closed casket, burner in the low jacket. My co-captain, riding on these whole rappers. My hoes fabulous. Now I don't mean that derogatory, but I'm a player and there's no my women riding for me. I avoided Maury, I got 2 jets. If I can't make it through for them, then I'm useless. Sit down that roof, Chris, with a couple bosses. After the war, just to count our losses. It's not many. You see a smile on my face, but I'm not friendly. Going on my waist, sipping white Henny. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life. It's so melodic. When I be dropping this ebonics, this ghetto phonics, it got me on the level supersonic. My bomb atomic, and you know where you can find me. Somewhere probably folding this paper origami. My name is pure as the Sani, my wave is like a tsunami. I went from 0 to 100, feeling like Ricky Bobby. I made a deal with the Reaper. Got a couple wives, they some keepers. Talk a lot of shit, but you can't walk a mile in my sneakers. Bitches go to Miami, come home with change features. Now she got a BBL, her ass fatter. Trying to show up all them niggas that laughed at her. Now when they see her, they only wanna fuck her. They just wanna touch her, they don't wanna cuff her. They just wanna come and kick it with her like a punter. Turned her to a runner, now it's all aboard the train. Fenty on her face, but it's not concealing the pain, it's a shame. That's why I'm in the hood like some rap snacks. I know niggas kill you and your mama for a scat pack. Dark tint, matte black, they do it for half that. Had you like 90s Missy in a fucking trash bag. I'm from Philly, we don't do bank accounts, just cash app. I spit a verse and I just watch the time slow. This that guy flow, this that shit that rappers die for. This that uncut Taha Wall straight from Pablo Escobar. I be at the bar like Moscato. They think it's effort, but no, this that block work. Make the countermeasures, take pleasures, making an op hurt. Light is in the sky, cause every verse is a concert. My mind work at speed jump, can't fathom. Listen to the words of a champion. It can't, the streets need another anthem. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Waiting on the squab in my whole life. I just hope this shit go right. Living in the dark, you don't know light. Gotta got my heart with my bow tie. Living in the squab in my whole life. My whole life.
Really serious and you're looking for a Christ man, the one who anointed with the Lord, with the Spirit of the Lord to do his will, I'm that nigga.
One West, 125th Street. Look, y'all put y'all faith in presidents like they gon' change this country. Run the league and let y'all play cause y'all gon' make a money. Fuck Obama, he ain't come here on cargo slave ship. What the fuck he do for blacks in his administration? I'm waiting, patient like a saint. Black, Hispanic, native, they hate your ass the same. Paint Christ in they image, paint you as a slave. God ain't all love, scriptures say he hate. African soul niggas, they know we not the same. School to prison pipeline to get you off the streets. Put you in a cell toilet connected to the sink. Molested as a kid, she prostituted as a teen. The byproduct of Martin Luther King dream. They just took the yoke off, my nigga, we ain't free. We living bleak in these wastelands of poverty. If you don't know the truth, then the lies sound promising. prophecy, gift and the curse. Dylan started killing, they was sitting in church. Black folk forgave him, man, this shit is absurd. You should never love your enemy, that shit ain't gon' work. Yeah, fuck dying on your knees, you better die in glory. Man, I joined the UPK, taught me the art of warring. I took a nigga life like mine to be recognized. I feel that pain every day, it can't be reconciled. Pops banging, my sister a prostitute. My brother got life, and somehow I still found the truth. War ready, no cowards, no excuse. Fuck reparations, you can't bandage no open wounds. Blood on the leaves, body swing hung from a noose. I was on a run in Nashville and I found the truth. I called the school, class was being held by the shock on my life. I want to be a gangster like a cop. Do this for my brothers, real brotherhood. Everything we do, we got it out this book. My nigga, I can never be no African. UPK the only authorized acronym. I'm passionate about my brothers and sisters. We in hell, I ain't got nothing against them. That's another religion. If it ain't under your honor, ain't he murdered by them and got a hug from your honor. That's the way out for a coward in my observation. They don't fear the Lord, they indoctrinated. Wolves in sheep clothing, Joe Osteen. Real priests bringing back black royalty. One West on my headpiece, ranking order. Can't let them trick me off the streets, I gotta raise my daughter. I got brothers at the border ducking ICE agents. I got the name change, it was life changing. My family thought it was a game, put on all black, they said I was going through a phase. There's more of us in jail than it was slaves. Chose by the Lord, we could never be the same. Soon as they born, the wicked go astray. They left the truth, they wasn't with us anyway. Niggas weak, they just saying anything to be truthful. We don't want no cowards anyway. Look, coronavirus, that's a plague. You don't get too much sleep when you waking up the dead. First camp, I cut off all my dreads. I took an oath when that oil hit my head. Niggas capping like they lids. I'm a priest, I never stick no fork in no pig. I was dead till I found out how to live. This brotherhood taught me how to be a man. I came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church. Came back to my roots, I had to dig. A couple gaps I had to bridge. I got a rib, I'm married to this work. You wanna serve the Lord, he ain't in the Christian church.
Shalom, Israel. It's that time again. The ISUPK, under Commanding General Yahana, presents the Lord's 57th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th Annual Passover, April 4th, 2026, in Houston, Texas. All black Hispanics and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under Commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Okay. Homie, I've been
There's a king that's coming back to save our people. Now, we should be preparing ourselves for the return of our king, not stuck up in these denominations and religions that's destroying our people and destroying our nation.
So when we are in this kingdom and a brother or a sister is doing wickedly in this kingdom, we must tell them, look, the world is expecting you to stay docile, to stay stupid.
That's what Christianity teaches our people. Teaches our people to hate one another and love the oppressor. Like, we'll never forgive one another for anything that another brother or sister do to us, but we'll forgive the oppressor in a heartbeat. There's something wrong with that, man.
Imagine living your life as a whole Christian your whole life, and life's good because you're a Christian and Jesus is white and everything's going great, and there's a landslide and the earth opens up and you go downstairs and you walk through this place and you see a black Jesus, man. Why is Jesus Christ black with an afro in the catacombs, man? This predates the Renaissance period.
So when you read the book of Genesis, the trees in the garden with other nations, a leaf, what does a leaf do to a tree? Cover the tree. So Adam took the covering of another nation. What's the covering of another nation? Their culture. So when the Most High saw him and said, yo, Adam, where are you, man? Why are you? Don't mean I can't find you. It means like who is this nigga, man? Like, where are you, man? I don't know you.
Okay. So the Ba al Banya Yasha'ala wa Amarath al Ham Mawa'aya Yahweh. The Ba means speak. Al, when it's joined with something, so al Banya means what? Unto, right? Excellent. So al, when it's joined with something, means unto. Banya means children. Yasha'ala is Israel. So unto the children of Israel.
Like, if it's one thing a hoe gonna do, a hoe gonna hold. But you ain't, she can't hold if there's nobody to hold with. And the thing she said at the end, where she said, I went back and I lied to him and he still wouldn't do it. And then she threw up her hands and she said, well, he'll just be a brother. That's what he need.
That's
brothers.
right.
If we have more brothers, hoes like her wouldn't have no outlet.
There was a man in the land of Oz whose name was Job, and that man was perfect and upright.
There you go, the man called Job. I think Job is what that afflicted. And that man was perfect and upright, meaning what? You can be perfect, man. Job was a man like everybody else, man. Job wasn't no angel, he didn't come from the heavens, and that man was perfect, meaning what? You can be perfect in the Bible. Being perfect is in the Bible.
Had fringes on my coattail way before Jimmy. Funny how the general ain't even see a penny. Better show respect, get smoked like a chimney. Keep my name out your mouth, don't even think it. Send a real Smith at y'all, know Jada Pinkett. Both ball heads, my grain above 50. Lost my man to the game, that pain that stuck with me. Had to find a cheat code to the street though, cause the niggas getting foul, shoot you like a free throw. Keep spitting acid like a Mino, and the nigga be the nicest with a mean flow.
All right, hey, Shalom, Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh to all the brothers. Oh, hold on. Like, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, y'all.
And I'm screaming more fire, more fire. Give them more fire, more fire. I just gotta pray for more fire, more fire. I'm hoping he come with more fire, more fire.
Let me fix my mic real quick. All right, Shalom. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Barakatam to all the brothers. Yahweh Shema Aylatam Hashem Yahweh to the sisters. All right, the ISUPK started out 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, in the commanding General Yohana. You know what I'm saying? Since 1969, we've been bringing out the truth about the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The truth about the identity of the so-called Blacks, Latinos, and Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? That through time, through oppression, through slavery, have lost their culture, have lost their identity, have lost their way of life. You know what I'm saying? And the only thing we know, the only language we know, you know what I'm saying? Anything we do and know today comes from our oppressor, all right? But in the ISUPK, we are bringing the children of Israel. We are bringing those true descendants, not the fake, Jewish man you see up in Tel Aviv being a LGBTQ member. We bring the true descendants of the children of Israel back to their heritage. You know what I'm saying? Back to their lineage. All right. You know what I'm saying? With that, shalom to everybody that's in the stream. I see Trooper Tazarap in the building. Yabashim Yaw Shabrakatah. I'm saying, oh, hold on. The brother froze. He might have some connection issues, no sweat. All right, see Kyle. Yahweh Shema ala Tabashim Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shema ala Tabashim Yahweh Shai.
It's like, okay, no sweat. All right, we also got, let me see who we got in the comments. All right, no sweat. We got somebody named Eugene Miranda. All right, Shalom, Lord of Christ. All right, no sweat. So let's go ahead and get into tonight's topic. All right, so let me do this right here. Over tonight's class is I'm doing this one by request. All right, so this was a request from Kyla, you know what I'm saying, the water for the request. So she wanted me to go over different forms of weather in Hebrew, like different forms of weather, temperatures, seasons, things of that nature. You know what I'm saying, upon a request, I put together this class. Right. Also, if anybody has any requests or any things they want to go over in Hebrew, you know what I'm saying, just let me know. You know what I'm saying? You can put in your request, contact me, wherever you have my contact on Facebook, Instagram, you know what I'm saying? It's OFC _ Ra'alban on Instagram, and I think just Ra'alban Banyamin on Facebook. Just hit me up, let me know what topics you want me to cover, and we'll look into it, see if we can cover those topics for the class. All right, so without further ado, let me share my screen. Okay, let me do this. Here. Okay. Also, shalom to I see Craig Thomas. All right, shalom, Matt. Okay, I want to share the full screen.
Salakia, sir.
Yeah, I can do it. Go ahead.
I'm about to be in the middle of slavery. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. Salakia.
All right, no sweat. Do your thing. No sweat. All right. Hold on, my system running a little slow. Let me get my screen up when I can. All right. So for the I'm a little bit chesty. So I'm recovering from something, but I had to get this class in. I'm always got to do the work. Hold on, let me see if I can change my connection real quick. It's a little slow. Y'all bear with me 1 minute. Try it. All right. Okay, we back. All right, Salakia, y'all. Okay, let me know if the connection is a little rough or if it was better before. Just let me know. I can switch it back. But we should be good here. All right, it's running a little smoother on my end. All right, no sweat. Hold on, it's freezing up a little. All right, hold on, Salakia. I'm gonna run a track real quick while I try to get my connection sorted out. Give me 1 moment. Let's see.
Wagwan priest, you good?
What's going on?
Listen, man, I'm hearing you, man. You ISUPK brothers be talking about the Jacobites that was in Scotland were originally black. You man ain't reaching that.
Listen, put that on the TV right there. You'll see it. This is the transportations. If you look right there, it will let you know Robert Adam, brown, William Bow, black, Dogo Campbell, brown complexion, black, brown. I see brown, black, brown, black, brown. This is all the Jacobites that was shipped out of places like Ireland and so forth. This is the transportations.
Right.
So this is giving you the complexion of the Jacobites that was shipped out of these places to Barbados and other islands in the West Indies.
Yo, that's mad. So it's saying what? Robert Adams was a labourer and he was what? Brown faced. William Bell was what? Black, curled hair. Damn. That's deep, man. You
Which
remember?
means what as well? Which also means black people was in Europe. Why? Because they ruled the Dark Ages. So that's why they was in Europe.
You man are cold at history, man. All right, man. Shalom.
Okay. All right, we back. Hold on. Why is it looking so? Hold on. It's like if anybody who's watching online, could you put a 1 or a 1W in the chat if the connection running smooth, or is it a little jammed up? It's like if somebody can let me know, because it's I don't know why it's freezing up a little for me. All right, somebody can put in the chat. Just put a 1 if it's smooth, or a 2 if it's freezing up a lot. I see nothing in the chat. Okay. All right, shalom to Adolphus. If you could do me a favor, put a 1 in the chat if the stream's running smooth. Put a 2. Okay, we got 1 West. Okay, it's running to Wab. Okay, all right, the water. Let's see if there's any issues. If there are any 2s in the chat, I'm looking at the chat too. All right, I could it might be the second screen or something. All right, okay. Let me share my screen real quick. I'm gonna have this on the side. Okay, so like we like to do, the beginning of each class, I'm gonna go through. Let's see. I'm gonna have brothers and sisters state their registry. All right, so I know the truth is a slavery at the moment. All right, so let's start with Kai Allah. All right, number 1. This is just Blue Letter Bible. All right, I don't need none of that. Okay. Kai Allah, could you state your registry for me, Baba Kusha?
Khan. Kayala, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasharala.
I'm Most High in Christ. So Kai Allah, Bath Yahawada, Bath Yasharala, meaning Kai Allah, daughter of Judah, daughter of Benjamin. All right, Most High in Christ. For anybody who might be new to class, you know what I'm saying, you don't know how to state your registry, this is the format right here. You'll say your name, then you'll say Ban or Bath. Right, so Ban meaning son or son of, Bath is daughter of, and then you'll say your tribe in the Hebrew, right? So whatever your tribe is, you say the Hebrew. So for myself, for the sister who's the tribe of Judah, that would be Yahawada. For myself, from the tribe of Benjamin, it would be Ban Yamyan. You know what I'm saying? For the trooper Tazarab, for example, he is the tribe of Gad, so he would be Gad. All right, so on and so forth. Then you say again Ban or Bath, and then you say your nation, all right, which is Yasha'Allah, all right, the children of Israel. Let me get. We got Ayala in the stream. Hey, shalom, Ayala. Yahweh it's like Yahweh Shema. Ahla Taba Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Yahweh Shema, Ahla Taba Hashem Yahweh Shah.
Oh, sorry, Christ. We also got Fire Furnace. All right, shalom, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. All right, cool. So, as you just come in, Ayala, could you do me a favor? Could you state your registry for me, Baba Kusha?
Ayala Bah Banyam Yam Bah Yasha'Allah.
No, sign Christ. So Ayala, Bath Banyamyan, Bath Yasha'Allah. All right, so Ayala, daughter of Benjamin, daughter of Israel. Okay? All right, no sweat. So without further ado, we're going to go into tonight's class. So tonight's class, we're learning the different forms of weather and their names in Hebrew. All right, so I'm going to start. The first category I'm going to start with is kind of rain. The first grouping of weather is rain and precipitation, right? So this is things like rain, snow, hail. I've also put flood in here. Now, of course, you can have a flood from heavy rain. You can have a flood from something like a dam breaking, but because that involves a heavy amount of water, I've put that in this category. All right, so like rain, snow, hail, so on and so forth. All right, so let's start with rain. Also for the Hebrew, I've put in the Hebrew letters, but what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go through like the connectors. I'm gonna do that with you all, in the class, so we can practice, seeing how a word would be pronounced with the Hebrew and the English letters, and then kind of writing that with the connectors, deciphering where we would put those.
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm gonna get. I'm gonna get the first one. Okay, the first one I'm gonna give to. Let me see. The troopers at work. Let me see. Let me get Kaila. Kaila, could you give me the first one? So this is the Hebrew word for rain. All right. So the generic Hebrew word for rain.
Matar.
Okay. So the Hebrew word for rain is matar. And where would you put the connectors? Like, how would you do it?
Ma would have its own connector, a singular connector. And Ta and Ra would be joined together.
Okay, so Ma would be separate, and then the Ta and the Ra, I need to drag this down, would be joined together with this connector right here. Okay, and that would make the word matar. Okay, so matar is the generic word for rain. So whether it's light, heavy, whatever, if you just want to say rain, it would be matar. Okay. All right. So let's see if okay, I think Ayala just had to go deal with something. Okay. The young man, the troopers working. All right, shalom to Rab Kwa. All right, shalom, sis. Yeah, with Shema Allah Taba, Shema Shai. Okay. Since everyone else is otherwise occupied, I'm gonna give the next one to Kyla again. All right. Oh, matter of fact, I can do this real quick and like find the word. All right, so let me show y'all. This is the for the reference. Should have, in fact, let's see. Should have noted down the H numbers just so I can get to that easy. Okay. So rain, you can find it over here. You can see the okay. And the word for rain is matar. Let me find this here. Quite low down. Matar right here. All right, so it would be the noun. All right, so the noun for rain. So this is rain, whether it's great or small. So whether it's, light rain or heavy rain. All right, hold on. Okay. So the word is matar. Okay. So let's see. Okay. Ayala, could you read the next one? So the how we would say heavy rain. Ayala there? Okay. So for this one, where you're gonna read the Hebrew and the English letters. You're gonna read that out, and then what I want you to do is tell me how we would connect this word, right, using the connectors. Okay. Okay, I think she's just checking the alphabet for the letters.
So like you, sir.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, if you could you read us how we would say like heavy rain in Hebrew? So I want you to read this part right here.
Is it Gasham?
Gasham, right? Perfect. Gasham. Okay, so Gasham is how we'd say heavy rain, right? It's like a downpour or heavy showers, right? You can find that, this down H1653. Right, we'll bring you to the word Gasham. Right, Gasham, you can see the biblical usage is rain or showers, right? It's specifically heavy rain or violent rain or heavy showers, right? Matter of fact, I could actually add like heavy rain / showers, right? Showers of heavy rain. Okay, and that word is gasham. Okay, now for the word gasham, how would we connect that? Right? Which letters are singular and which letters would be joined?
Salakia, sir.
Mhm.
Would
So for
Ga,
oh, go ahead, Aslakia.
would Ga be singular and Sham be connected?
That's absolutely correct, right? So the ga would be singular and the sha and the ma would be connected. Okay. All right, well done. We put that on over here. Okay. All right, so let me just copy this from over here. So the ga is singular, kind of the same, kind of similar with batar, right? And then the sha and the ma are connected. Okay, so this word will make gasham. All right, gasham. Okay. All right. Kayla, could you read just the next word? All right, and just go through it, you know what I'm saying? The English and then the Hebrew, and then tell us how we connect it.
Sprinkling / early rain.
Mm-hmm.
Yawara.
Yawara, right? Perfect. Right. Yawara. And how do we connect that?
The ya is singular, the wa is singular, and the ra and the ha are joined together. Salakia.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
It's on a different screen.
It's on a different screen. Which screen is it?
The blue letter Bible.
Oh, my apologies. Salakia. The water. Okay. Khan. So ya, as you said, the ya would be separate.
Mm-hmm.
The wa would also be separate. And then the ra and the ha would be connected. Right? Now, this is a word. I was trying to get to the ruler Bible, but I have it on the other side. Okay, so let me connect it like this. So Yawara. Okay, this is a word that comes from the word yara, which means to shoot. All right, so let me get like to shoot as in like a could be like an archer. The word yara can also mean to rain as well, like also shooting down. You know what I'm saying? It really comes from a word which means to flow like water. Right. So the way you shoot an arrow, it flows like water. Okay, so let me get this word for you. Okay, over here. So H number 3138. And this is the word Yawara. All right, now the original word Yara is a verb, right? Is a verb. Now this is like a what does this wa do right here to a verb? So the original verb is just Yara, right? So for the this word here, it's got a wa added between the first and second letter. What does that do? You can tell me. Go ahead.
Makes it present tense.
Makes it present tense, exactly. Makes it present tense. You're doing it now, right? So instead of yara, which would be like to shoot, to rain, to like if we go into this word, okay, yara, biblical usage, to throw, to shoot, to cast, to pour, right? That wa makes a present tense version, okay? If you go into this word, so this is yawara, this is the word we're looking at. I've put it as sprinkling or early rain. So this would be kind of how you could say light rain. Like there's various ways, different communities will say it. Like in the UK, we'll say it's like it's spitting or it's drizzling. Like it's very light rain, right? In like biblical usage, you could use it to say like early rain is in a type of rain that's typically lighter, right? A type of rain that's typically, you have heavier rain and snow and so on and so forth. This is in Jerusalem in like in the winter, but in early like August time or autumn time, you'll have lighter rain. So that became generally the word for, and I can show you the lexicon here, like watering or sprinkling, former rain, so it's light rain, right? So again, you have the generic word for rain is matar. You can have heavy rain, heavy showers, which is gasham, and you can have lighter rain or sprinkling, right, which is yawara. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is, matter of fact, let me see. Would you prefer? I want to get the consensus from the students. Would you prefer keep going through it where you just tell me where the connectors go, or would you like me to put the connectors in and just go through it that way? I want to see what's better.
Put the connectors in and then just go through.
Put the connectors in and then just like read from the Hebrew.
Okay.
Okay. What do you think, Kayla?
I'm fine either way.
Okay. All right. Let me put the connectors in. Okay. So for this next word, and this one is for Ayala. Okay. So I'm gonna just put the Hebrew together here. Okay, Ayala, how would you say, or matter of fact, I want you to read us through the next type of weather. All right. So just go through it whenever you're ready. Right. So I want you to read the English translation and then read the Hebrew, how we'd say it in Hebrew. All right, whenever you're ready.
So lucky, sir. Is it shalag?
Shalag, right? And what does shalag mean?
Like snow.
Snow, right? So snow is shalag in Hebrew. Okay. All right, well done. So snow in Hebrew is shalag. Okay, so you want to write this down. Write down the you can do it either way you want. You could do, the English word and then the Hebrew in the English letters and then the Hebrew, or you could just go straight from here to here. However you want to note it down, you want to get these words down in Hebrew, okay? All right, so snow in Hebrew is shalag, okay? All right, next one, Kayla.
Hail is barad.
Hail in Hebrew is barad. All right, well done. All right, so barad is how you'd say hail. All right, so we got hailstones, you know what I'm saying? It's barad. Oh, let me, forgot that I was kind of going through each word, showing you the reference. Let me do this. All right, so for snow, let me see. Let me show you. Ooh, that's not gonna work. 7,950. Okay, so let me just show y'all shalag. All right, shalag, this is the word for snow. Let's see if this will work better. I'll just make this a little bigger. There we go. Okay. All right, shalag. Right. Hold on. Shalag is snow. Okay. You can see the reference right there. Snow 19 times or snowy as well. And we're gonna get into how to say, today was a snowy day or today was a rainy day or so on and so forth. We're gonna get into that a little bit later. Okay, but we're just gonna go through each noun, right? To each word. So snow is shalag. Okay, the next one, as Kayla said, hail. All right, so the word for hail is barad. Okay, let me show you right here. All right, barad. Barad is the word which means hail or hailstones. Okay, All right, so that is Barad. Okay. Let's get the next one. All right, so Ayala, how would you say flood in Hebrew?
So like yourself, is it Mabawal?
Mabawal, right? Excellent. All right, so flood in Hebrew is Mabawal. Okay, you can see right here, it comes from the word Yabal, which means to flow, or in the sense of flowing, right? So it would be basically the Ma is like a preposition, and then this Bawal would be the present tense of Yabal, right? So overflowing, right? And it became the word for flood, right? This even specifically mentions like Noah's flood. So where you know the Most High flooded the earth in Noah's time, that the word that was used for that was Mabawal. Okay, and then over time that just generally became the word for flood. Okay, so you can see it's used in other instances, like it's used in Psalms, you know, used in like this in the yeah, this is mainly all the Genesis ones, the story of Noah, but it's used elsewhere as well. Okay, so the word for flood is Mabawal. Okay, all right, so those are your kind of rainy, wet, or precipitation type weathers. Okay, all right, so let's move on to the next category. All right, the next category I put together is like clouds and condensation. Those of you who know about the rain cycle, the cloud or clouds in general, is basically just condensed water. So I've put those type of weather items or weather forms that are to do with condensation. I put those together. Okay, so Kyla, could you give us the first one?
Cloud is Ainan.
Cloud is Ainan, right? Excellent. So cloud, the generic word for cloud is Ainan, right? If you wanted to, you know, pluralize it, you do Ainanyam, right? Ainanyam would be the word for clouds, right? But if you're just saying, you know, a singular cloud, you'd use Ainan. We get the reference up here real quick. Okay. So Ainan, all right, cloud or cloudy. Okay. So that's that word, right? Cloud or cloudy. All right. Then there's a word for a thicker cloud. Like when you see those real heavy clouds, or could also be like real dark clouds, the clouds that you know are ready to, you know, it's about to rain. Right. When you look up at the sky and you know, okay, you know, I need to make sure I have my umbrella tomorrow. I need to make sure, you know, I'm dressed suitably. It's going to rain soon. All right. Who could tell me how I would say thick clouds?
Salakia, sir. Is it Ibe?
Ibe, right? Ibe is how we'd say thick clouds, right? So when you see those real thick clouds in the sky, like even on this image, and this image is an example of thick clouds, right? Not those, you know, not those. You can see the difference between a light, you know, more water vapor, you know, lighter cloud. When those clouds get thick, you know it's about to get ready to rain. Hold on, let me go over this right here. Okay, so thick clouds or like dark clouds is Ibe. Okay, again, if you wanted to pluralize them, you know, say thick clouds, you just say Ibium. Okay. All right. And let me show you the let me show you all the reference. Okay. All right, so like here, right? So this, it says right here, darkness, cloud, a thicket, right? A cloud mass. So it's your thick or dark clouds, right? See right here, thick cloud. There's also a reference where this word is used for clay, right? Clay because of how thick it is, right? So just imagine clouds which have the same thickness, they're not see-through, the same kind of thickness as clay, right? Your thick and your dark clouds. Okay, let's get the next one. Kaila.
Dew is towel.
Dew is towel, right? So dew in Hebrew is towel. Can anybody tell me what dew is? So it's a form of condensation.
It's like when it's humid out, like when it's like cold and warm at the same time, how things sweat and stuff like that moisture. I'm not sure how to explain it.
No, you're right. So dew is where, I'm saying, let me I can get a quick picture of it as well. So dew is where it's moisture in the air and it condenses, right? It condenses on like as tiny droplets. It can form on surfaces. It can form on glass, right? If your windows, you go outside and your windows are wet, that's dew. If you go outside and there's like little water droplets on the leaves and so on and so forth, that's the dew. Okay, so dew in the Hebrew is towel. Okay, let me get the next one from Ayala. Matter of fact, before we do that, do you guys find it? I want to ask. Do you guys find it useful to go through like the references, or are you happy to just go through the word? I think I like to show the references, and anyone that's watching in chat, I do like to show references to, for anyone who might be interested in finding the word, where we got it from. But it's up to you if you'd like me to keep doing it. I don't mind doing either way.
Sure, like you say. Can we have like
Go ahead. Say again.
Never mind.
Okay. No sweat. For now, I think I'll keep going through it. All right. So let me see. It's just a load slow. That's bothering me. All right. So dew, right? See dew or night mist. It usually happens, over the night and in the morning. You know what I'm saying? You see all that moisture on the leaves, moisture on your car window, so on and so forth. You know what I'm saying? So dew in the Hebrew is towel, right? Towel. Okay, so it's here, it comes from talal. Let me go into that. Okay, it comes from talal, which means to cover, right? To cover over. So imagine it's basically a mist or a layer of water vapor that's on the ground. It's low. It covers the ground, and then when you wake up in the morning, it leaves water. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one is mist or fog. So this is kind of similar to dew, but this is where, with a fog or with a mist, it hasn't condensed yet. It hasn't condensed into that water. So it's like the stage before dew. Okay. So Ayala, could you tell me how we'd say mist or fog? Odd, right? Odd. Okay, I'm gonna show you right here. Okay, so odd. Okay, mist or vapor, right? So in the sense of enveloping, like a fog, a mist, or vapor. Okay, right? So very similar to dew, but again, this one is basically before it condensed. So it's like the cloud of fog or mist where, it's heavy condensation, but it hasn't condensed into water yet. Okay, so mist or fog is ad in Hebrew. Okay. All right, and let's get the last one in this category. Kayala, how would you say ice or frost in Hebrew?
Korak.
Korak. All right, so korak is how you'd say ice or frost. Okay, get this right here. 7. Okay, so ice or frost, if there's, you have snow and then you have the floor could just be frosty or icy, right? Those ice crystals. It's like you have I suppose that there's a difference between ice and frost generally, but you can use this as the same word, right? So frost is basically where it just goes from water vapor to ice. Ice is where it goes from water vapor to water and then freezes, right? But both of those words in the Hebrew would be korak. Okay, korak meaning ice.
Lucky, sir.
Go ahead.
Isn't there like a rapper in the truth that's called Korak Ice?
Yeah, there's an officer in the school is called Korak, right? He's like his he makes music, so he's got a rapper named Korak Ice, right? But Korak is a word that means ice, right? So it's basically his name, which is Korak, and then he's put ice because that's what it means, right? Ice today, ice could be bling, ice could be all types of stuff, right? He a cold brother, this time the third, right? Bukan. Yeah, Officer Korak. Okay. All right, let's move on to the next category. So we've done, your clouds and your condensation type weathers. The next one we're gonna go through is wind and storms. Okay. All right, so let's go through it. Who just went?
Me.
Okay. All right, Ayala, could we get the word for wind?
Rakah.
Rakah. All right. The Hebrew word for wind is rakah. Right. You may recognize this word as the same word for spirit. Right. So this word means spirit, breath, and also wind. Right. So if you want to say it's a windy day or whatever, you'd use the word rakah. Okay. So just think rakah means spirit, breath, or wind. Okay. All right. Let me get the next word. So now you got strong wind. Right now you got wind that's turned into a whirlwind. This could be a tornado, a hurricane, a cyclone, which is basically just a different word for hurricane, right? We have strong winds. All right, you could, Kayla, could you tell me how you'd say that in Hebrew?
Sire, Sa'ire.
Sa'aya, right? Sa'aya. Okay, the word. Let me find this word here by just searching this. So tempest. You have like two versions. You have Sa'aya and Sa'ira, which is just adding like a ha at the end. Right? Sa'aya. But the more common is just to say Sa'aya. You can see right here, it means whirlwind, tempest, stormy. That's it's a type of storm, right? Strong wind, so on and so forth. Okay, so Sa'aya. Okay, let's get the next one. So again, to do with storms, we have thunder, right? Yellow, whenever you're ready.
Ra'im.
Ra'im, right? Excellent. All right, Ra'im. All right, Ra'im, you can see right here means thunder. Okay, that loud bang that comes, right after, I don't know what did I just do. Comes right after lightning. All right, when you hear that flash of lightning, shortly after, depending on how close the lightning is, which you want it to be a good while after, but shortly after, you hear the thunder. Okay, the thunder is Ra'im. And then, of course, again, after, well, I guess before the thunder, I should say, right? How would we say lightning?
Barak.
Barak. Right? Barak. There's also, we have a brother in the school named, I think we have a brother named, we got a brother named Ra'im too. He had Chicago. We got Officer Barak out of DC. We got Barak Ya'ala out of Montreal. All right, that name means lightning. All right, lightning. Let me get this up in the what's the reference? 300. See this word, Barak. All right, Barak meaning lightning, right? It's a bright light. You can see right here. Another, you can say bright, right? A gleam, a flashing. Okay, so that's the word for lightning. Okay. All right, Most High Christ. So that is the wind and storms category. All right, so let me see. We should have, yeah, we at 8 o'clock. Select you. We at 8 o'clock right now. We've got enough time to go through the last one. Okay. So the last kind of category we have is temperature and seasons, right? So it might not be a specific weather type, but you want to know how to say it's hot or it's cold or it's warm or so on and so forth. All right, so Kaila, could you tell us how we would, is it Kaila? Whose turn is it? Slaki? I might have lost.
I think I just went.
Okay, Kaila just went with Barak. Ayala, could you tell us how you'd say sun, right? Or this is like how you'd say a sunny day. You'd use this word here.
Shamash.
Shamash. All right, so sun in the Hebrew is shamash. Okay. Right. So if you want to say it's just generally it's a sunny day, the sun is out, so on and so forth, you'd use the word shamash. All right, let me find it over here. Right here, right? Shamash. Okay. Is it this one or the one before? This is both the same word, they split it out for some reason. Okay. Shamash. Yeah, sun. Let me get this one. This is the more common one. All right. Shamash, sun 119 times. Use it for sun rising. Right. Also, this became you can use this to say like east side. Why is that? You can tell me. Or like to the east. Like, am I just saying you could use this word to say pray to the east? Right? Who could tell me why that is?
Salakia. Because the sun rises in the east?
Because the sun rises in the east, right? So you can use this word like it says over here. It says sun rising east, sun setting west, right? So you'd say the sunrise, toward the sunrise, right? To say east, you do it that way, or towards the sunset. And the direction of the sunset would be the direction of west, because the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Okay? All right, Most High Christ. Let's get this next word. So we know how to say, or I guess we're going to learn a bit later how to say, it's a sunny day. We know how to say the sun. How would we say hot or warm? Right, so this is the word for heat in general. So whether it's hot or warm or so on and so forth, what word would we use?
Calm.
Calm, right? Calm. So calm is a word. This is actually the Hebrew word for ham also, right? Ham, so-called Africans, they come from this word, ham, which means heat. It means hot, temperature-wise. All right, so hot, and even the word for brown, right, which is kamar, comes from this word kam, right? Because when you apply heat to things, even in Jamaica, we call it brown in the chicken. I'm not sure if you have that in like Caroline, do you have that in America? Like it's like pre-cooking. You brown the chicken, right? You apply heat, so that's where you got heat or hot, which is kam. That's why it became, that's why the Hamites were named that. They live in hot countries and so on and so forth. They have dark, very dark skin, so on and so forth. And the word for brown is based off that word. Okay, you find it right here. I like that it right here, right? Calm, right? Warm. You see, calm as a noun, heat, hot, or warm, right? Okay, let's get the next word. Ayala. So this is a word for summer. This is the word for summer. Now, in the Bible, right, the way Israelites would do their seasons, you don't have like 4 seasons like you would today. You don't have, you know, spring, summer, autumn, or fall if you're American, and winter. You just really have summer and winter, or like the dry season and the wet season or the rainy season. Okay, so this would be summer, basically the warm seasons, or the hot seasons, the dry season. So this would be spring and summer. Like today, this would be spring and summer. Biblically, it's just all put as summer, right? How would we say that in Hebrew?
Koyatazar.
Koyatazar, right? Excellent. Koyatazar is how you say summer, right? The hot season, the dry season. So it today would include spring and summer. Okay, so let me get this up. H7. All right, Koyatazar. Okay. So if you want to say it's summer or it's spring, you're going to say, you know, it's coming into the dry season, the hot seasons, right? See right here, summer fruit, so on and so forth. All right, let me get Strong's info. Is this the one I want? Yeah, the dry season. You see right here. Okay, and this is where, you know, you'd harvest a lot of different crops in spring. You know, you'd have a bunch of harvests in spring and summer as well. Right, you'd have your certain harvests in the spring. It's like oats, corn, barley, wheat, so on and so forth. And then you'd have your summer fruits as well. Right, a lot of your berries, a lot of drinks called summer fruits today. It's a lot of your berries, you know, certain fruits that harvest in the summer, right? And then later on, we're going to go to the cold seasons, the wet season, right? But while we're still on things to do with warmth and heat, you can give me the next word, which is the word for drought.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
Is one of the A's misplaced, or is an A missing, or just how it go?
In which one?
Karab or Karaab?
Yeah, I did. Okay, I did this wrong. Salakia, for water. Yeah, it's meant to be 2 A's here and 1 A here. Salakia. All right, the water. Let me click off this. Okay, the water. Salakia. That was my fault. God, night. Why did I click that? Salakia. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
Drought is Karab.
All right, so the word for drought is karab. Right, now you may also recognize this word is to mean sword. I'm not supposed to search karab. I meant to search drought. Right, this word can also mean drought or dried out land. There's a few words you can use. This word is the most common, so we always go with the most common version of the word. Right. So let me show you right here, drought, lexicon. All right, karab. You see this right here. Heat, dry, drought, you know, desolation, so on and so forth, right? But it's defined as drought the most out of any word that's used, right? So we use this word to say drought. Let's see, strong info. All right, drought or desolation, because when there's no water and you can't grow any crops, it's going to be rough, right? It says a collaterally form of karab. Now, this word karab is the one you'd probably be more used to. It means a sword, right? A cutting instrument from its destructive effect. Initially here, it means drought, right? So you see here, it means drought. It could also mean things that destroy, right? Things that destroy, like a drought destroys. It cuts like a knife, like a drought. If you had a drought, you know, back before you could import this and import that, and, you know, back before that was a thing, if you had a drought, it's rough. It's going to cut you like a knife. So that also became the word for sword and knife, something that brings destruction, okay? Even this word, hold on, let's go all the way back. Where does this word come from? All right, this comes from a word meaning to parch, right? So again, it's like the original meaning is the drought, and then by analogy, to make desolate, to destroy, to decay, to unalive, right? To decay, destroy, dry up, right? So that's the word for drought. It can also be the word for sword because of the destructive effects of a drought. Right? That's basically the like the etymology of it. Okay, etymology meaning just the general word history, right? The history of the word. Also, while we are doing this, Shalom to Tazna wa I, Yahweh Shema Tabash Miel Shai, to Zapuan Yahweh Miel Shai Barakatah. All right, so let's carry on. So we have drought, which is karab. All right, the next one. So now we're going on to the colder temperatures, the things to do with coldness. Okay, so the general word for cold, Ayala, how would we say that?
Quara.
Quara, right? Excellent. Quara, right? Or quara, right? We're going to get into this word. So this word you know pronounced like quara, okay? So I'm going to show you right here. Okay, the original word right here is quar, right? Matter of fact, you could do either. You could do either quar or quara. Okay, when you go into quar, it's cold. It comes from a root meaning to chill. Okay, you can see here as well. All figuratively means quiet or cold. You know, something's chill, it's chilling. You know, again, this is how Black people talk. This is how you know that Black people, not that, you know, Jewish man with no flavor and can't season his food for anything. We are people with flavor. We are people we put flavor in our words. We put flavor and style in the way we speak, right? So this is a word on cold, you know, so on and so forth. The more common one, you can see right here, is like there's the opposite, which is calm, right? So calm is hot, quar is cold, right? You see, and then there's a version right here with the ha at the end. So this is a feminine noun. I found this was the more commonly used one, right? So I put this one down, right? Coolness or cold, but you could use either, right? It's, you know, it's very clear that the, you know, quara comes from quar, right? So either of those is tawab. So I'm going to add this for quar / quara. Right? So if you want to add the Hebrew for just quar, you can do so as well. All right, you do it like that. All right, the next one. So since we're talking about the cold, you know, we can talk about cold seasons, which in the Bible we have winter, right? Now this would also include what today we call autumn, right? In the Bible, again, it's only those kind of two seasons. You have the dry seasons, which is your kind of spring and summer. Right? Just think of spring. Think of what we'd say as spring today, would just biblically be the early days of summer, right, or the early months of summer, right? And then you have the rainy season or the wet seasons, right, which is winter. Right? Again, just think of like what we call autumn today is just early winter. Everything's starting to die off. And then in the summertime, in what we call spring today, it's starting to come back to life. And it's most lively right in, you know, the later part of summer, like from middle to the end of summer. Okay. So who could tell me the Hebrew for winter?
Karap.
Karap. All right, so the Hebrew for winter is karap. Right, so let's find this word. See right here. There's two. So there's one as a verb and then there's one as a noun. So we're looking for the noun. See karap right here. Open this up. You know, youth cold. All right, you see right here. He also puts harvest time and autumn here, right? Because this would also include, again, it would include that period of what we call today autumn. But really, you know, biblically, you just have summer and winter. You don't have spring or autumn, okay? Right? So you know, and it's called that from the harvest time. So you typically harvest. There's a lot of things you'd harvest in, you know, that early winter period, that what we call autumn, right? You'd harvest all your fruit and everything that would harvest at that time, and then you store it, you know, so you can survive the winter. You store it as a food because nothing grows in winter. Absolutely nothing. There's nothing to harvest in the dead of winter. So of course, winter in the Bible being the harvest time, you'd have an early period of winter, which is what we would call today autumn. Okay. And then you need to, you know, store everything good so you can survive the later parts of winter before everything comes back to life again in the summertime, in the drier season. Things dry up and things can grow again, right? But dry up isn't a drought, but when, you know, it starts to get less cold, less icy, and less, things can start to grow again. Okay. You can see there's a verse in the Bible right here, which is good for especially this last part, the temperature and seasons. A lot of these words just down there, just like right out of this verse. Of course, you check and see what, you know. This is a good verse to reference for those later the temperatures and seasons, if it will load. Let's see. All right, Genesis 8:22. Okay, so while the earth remaineth, you have seed time and harvest. So the different times of the years where you plant, different times where you'd harvest. You can find those words. Quatazayar means to harvest. Zarai means to sow. Right? You have cold. Cold here is just quar. So again, you can use either quar or quara. Either one is to wab. You have heat, which is kam. You have summer, which is quayataza, and winter, which is karab. And of course, you have day and night, right? Yawam being day, layao being night. Okay, I just thought that was a good verse because it had a lot of those words just all compact right in the verse. I just thought that was good to bring out. Okay, so the last part of this topic I want to teach is how to say, you know, it was, you know, perhaps a sunny day or a rainy day or a windy day, so on and so forth. It is a X day, or it will be. It's going to be, you know, a cloudy day, so on and so forth. Okay, so to say it was a whatever day, right? You'd say haya, which means it was, right? Haya is a word which you know, the word means to be or become, but haya itself is in the perfect tense, meaning it's been completed. So if you just put haya, it means it was. Okay, so it was, then you'd say yawam, which means day, and then you'd say whatever it is. So if you wanted to say it was a snowy day, you'd say yawam shalag, right, which translates to it was a day of snow, right? So that's how you'd say it was a snowy day, right? Haya yawam shalag, it was a day of snow. Okay, to say it is, right? It is whatever day. It's a sunny day, right? Let me give you all the example. You'd say haya'a, right? Haya'a is a word which means it, right? So it, or it is, the is would be implied here. Then you'd say yawam shamash, right? Shamash meaning sun. So haya yawam shamash would mean it is a day of sun, right? That's how you'd say a sunny day. It's a sunny day. Okay, so I'm gonna get these three phrases right here. Matter of fact, let me make these a little bigger. Put 150, and let me just put this on like bottom here. Okay, to say it will be, you know, whatever type of day, right? If I was to say it will be a cloudy day tomorrow, okay, to say it will be, you say yahaya, right? So haya is it was, yahaya is it will be or it will become, right? So yahaya, yawam, and then whatever. If I was to say a cloudy day, I would say yahaya, yawam, ainanyam, right? it will be a day of clouds, right? That's kind of how you say that. So it will be a day of clouds. If I'll say it will be cloudy tomorrow. Yahaya, Yawam, Ainanyam, Makar, right? Makar is a word which means tomorrow. Okay, so that's how you can formulate these into sentences now. You can learn how to say what weather it was, what weather it is, and what weather it will be. Okay. All right, so to test that out, I want to do a couple little practice questions. How would we say, let me get this to Kayala first. How would we say it was a rainy day? How would we say that?
Haya Yawam Matar.
Exactly. Haya Yawam Matar, which means it was a day of rain, right? It was a rainy day, right? It was a rainy day yesterday, so on and so forth, right? Right? Okay. Ayala, how would you say it is a hot day, right? It's a hot day or it's a warm day.
So look, you said I didn't quite get it is and it will be.
Okay, no sweat. I'm gonna go through it again, right? So to say it is something, you say haya-a. Okay, haya-a. That's it is. All right. Do you just need more time to write down? Because I can just give you more time. That's the one.
La.
Okay. All right, so let's go through it. So haya-a means it, and then, or it is, then your wam means day, and then you'd add whatever type of day it is, right? So if you're saying it, what did I say to say? It was a hot day, right? How would you say that? Or in fact, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna ask you to say it is a snowy day. Okay, I want you to say it is a snowy day in Hebrew.
Haya Yawam Shalag.
Haya-a, Yawam Shalag. Right? Perfect. That means it is a day of snow. Right? It is a snowy day. Okay? All right. Kayala, how would you say it will be? I'm gonna throw in a curveball. How would you say it will be a flood?
Yahaya Mabawal.
Perfect. Right? Yahaya Mabawal. Right? So you don't need to say, it will be a day of flood. If you're just saying it will be a flood or it will flood tomorrow. Right? Yahaya Mabawal Makar, meaning tomorrow. Right? I'm right on that. As far as I remember, Makar means tomorrow. It's like Thamawal, which means yesterday. Matter of fact, I have this written down somewhere where I have my notes all put together, especially for forming sentences. I know I have that put together somewhere. Here we go. We get these time frames, right? Common time frames. So Hayawam is today, tomorrow is Makar, Thamawal is yesterday. So if you was to say it flooded yesterday, right? Or yesterday was a flood, you'd say Haya Mabawal Thamawal, right? It was a flood yesterday, or it flooded yesterday, right? If you say it's gonna be you can even add these now to say it's gonna be a sunny morning, right? Yahaya Bakwar Shamash. It will be a morning of sun. It'll be a sunny morning, right? So you can use all these different time frames, all these different weather points to Tell the weather. You can be your regular old weatherman or weatherwoman, whichever it is, right? You can tell all types of weather. Okay, so let me see. Do I want to go through any more examples? Let me go through 2 more. Give you each 1 more. Ayala, how would you say? Oh gosh, I need to go back and find where I was at now. Right here. How would you say? How would you say it was a windy day?
It was.
Let's find this.
Hayayuwam Sa'ir.
Say again. Oh, Sa'aya?
Kan.
Okay, Sa'aya would be like a whirlwind or like a hurricane or like a tornado. But I'm just looking for general wind. So it wasn't a tempest or it wasn't a whirlwind or a tornado yesterday, but it was windy. How would I say that?
Hayayuwam Raka'a.
Rakah, right? Rakah. So that's how you'd say it was a windy day, right? It was a day of wind. Okay, excellent. All right. Let me see. Kayala. Tell me how to say tomorrow it will be thunder and lightning.
You said thunder and lightning?
Mm-hmm.
Yahya Yawam Ra'im Wa Barak Makar.
So you said Yahya Yawam. You said Makar. Okay. So you said it will be a day tomorrow. Okay. So
Wait.
you could just go ahead.
You saying that's the only words I said?
You said Yahya Yawam Makar Ra'im Wa Barak, right?
Well, I put Makar last. It goes before Ra'im and Wa Barak.
Right. No. Yeah. That would be better, right? So if you said Yahya Yawam Ra'im Wa Barak Makar, that would make more sense. Because what you said is it will be a day of thunder and lightning tomorrow. Okay? So I see what you did there. All right, that's perfect. Or you could just say Yahya Ra'im Wa Barak Makar, right? Or you could say Yahya Makar, right? It will be tomorrow, Ra'im Wa Barak, lightning and thunder. So there's different kind of variations of the way you could say it, move it around a little bit, but you're in essence saying the same thing. Okay? So that's perfect. I think we all got a kind of a good understanding of how to put together these different forms of weather and use these various words. Okay? All right. Most of Christ. So that is the first half of the class. All right, let me see. All right, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna quickly prep for the second half, and we'll go through a few words for the vocabulary. All right, so I'm a hold on. All right, shalom also to Kwame Da. Shalom sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Taba Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, so I'm gonna play a quick track, and then we'll be right back for the going through the vocabulary. All right, so let's see what I want to play.
Yo, Lot. These niggas stuck, man. Yeah.
Lot. I've been eating pot belly, greasy face, Glock heavy. Feed the safe, talking shit, do not tell me. I don't wanna see that hate, all that shit do not help me. I'm just trying to plead my case to the most high. Pray I see the gates. I was about to Cancun, but we just got the house instead. Covered all of their payment, and now she got the bobblehead. Looking at me like dinner, she said she about to gobble lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow lead. Point the beam like a pencil, and then you gotta swallow it. Pack my bag with essentials, I can't forget the hollow tip. Niggas losing they mental, and Satan come demolish it. Niggas all on they mental, and get the whining like a bitch, just like iron, they rust. Niggas trying, they luck, keep it real. Everybody out here lying, save us, steady raising dead. They was out here lying, then dust. Niggas on my head, so the brotherhood is a must. Any hood, I be riding with my brothers that I trust. Know I'm good, cause they slime with their fingers on the clutch. Money piling like I'm trying to make it stack in the rush. One west to the death, and that ain't even enough, cause I'm coming back. I ain't never done with that, gonna hit and spread your lies. I'ma let you run with that, wanting me to spread the thighs. I ain't having fun with that, nigga, hell no. Then she wanna chop it up like a lumberjack. Got some exes popping up, trying to run it back. Want me come and hit the hole like a running back. If the Lord take a soul, ain't no coming back. On my soul couldn't fold like 100 racks. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
The full Nicky on my waistline like a big nigga. No limit, I'm a tank, close game, hit different. We focus on who around, not concerned with who's missing. My boots digging, never been a house shoe. She don't like it, but she love me. I can tell when she want me. Tell, then I zip the body bag like a onesie. I'm dropping every day, let my feel clumsy. Through the pain, but we don't find shit funny. I know enough that I don't know shit. It's one thing I know this. Never bite the end that feeds you, never lend a whole shit. We don't want half of the world, man, we coming for this whole but shit. But in the world, I was known to pack a bag like a road I'm trip. In the den with the lions, I be living this in real life. Ain't everything, but you gon' lose your soul, that's a real price. Led by a coward, I don't know what that feel like. Black on black toes to my head, I can't kill Christ.
I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga. I'm down for my niggas, I up for my niggas. I go and do the time, stay stuck for my niggas. I ride for my niggas, I die for my niggas. One west to the death, no lie, little nigga.
All right, so we back. Okay, so I'm gonna read from Numbers chapter 7 and verse 22. So let me scroll down, get to verse 22. So, first word we have is Sha'ayar, right? So Sha'ayar. Okay. So, right. So this word, it comes from the word Sha'aya, which means hairy. Right, so Sha'ayar, right? Sha'ayar is a he-goat. Okay. So it's a male goat. Okay. And also mean like a hairy goat as well. Right? It says right here, hairy, kid, all right, so on and so forth. Comes from Sha'ai, which means shaggy, right? Like hairy. Okay, so we also put right here. Okay. And then you also got Isium. All right, the root of this word is eyes, which just means goat. All right, so goat, the generic word for goat is eyes. Right, so Isium is the plural, meaning goats. Okay, so a he-goat, right, or a kid. You also put a kid as in like a baby goat, a kid of the goats. Okay, then you have a cod. All right, a cod. Who can tell me what a cod means?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
1.
The number 1, right? Exactly. All right, a cod is the number 1. Okay. So take one kid of the here is a preposition. So preposition. Okay. What does la as a preposition mean?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
2 or 4.
2 or 4. All right, excellent. All right, so la as a preposition means 2 or 4. Then you have kata'a. All right, so we're going to get into this word, kata'a. Which is a sin or sin offering. All right, so yeah, an offense. So the sin itself could be the punishment for the sin, or it could be a sin offering. Okay, so it's a sin or sin offering. I think it can also be, I don't know if it's this one, but there's one that's also like a guilt offering. It's translated as that in the Bible. I think that might be the same word. All right, but kata'a in its most basic form is a sin or a sin offering. Okay, so that's as a noun, right? It comes from the verb here. Let me do this here. So this is a noun. This, of course, comes from the verb, right? So ka ta is basically written the same, right? In the noun, you actually have a ha as the last letter. In the verb, you just have, a ka, ta, and a a. But it's actually kind of written the same way, right? Because the a would end in AH. Okay, so kata'a as a verb means to sin, right? To sin, to do something wrong, right? To trespass against somebody, okay? Or it could also be to bear that sin, right? So let me see. Let me look here. So sin, sinned, committed, right? So to commit an offense. All right, so we'll leave that there. Let's see. So let's go back into the verse. 23. Okay. So now we have wa la zabak. Okay, so we have wa as a preposition now. You can tell me what wa as a preposition means.
Salakia.
Go ahead.
And or with, or you also put like just a continuation.
Right. So and yeah, in its kind of most basic form, and or like a continuation of what's being said. So that could include words like but, therefore, maybe if, I think could also include here, but it's basically a continuation of what's being said. Okay. Then we've got la already as a preposition. We have now zabak. All right. The word zabak means sacrifice. All right. So in this case, it's the noun version. So zabak means a sacrifice. As a verb, it would mean to sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? All right. Then we have ha shalamium. Okay. So ha as a preposition. You can tell me what that means. Let me get Ayala. Ayala, can you tell me what ha as a preposition means? My thing is hold on. Damn. Ella just said, oh, she reappeared. Okay. She just disappeared on my screen. So like, Ayala, could you tell me what ha as a preposition means when you get a chance?
So like you, sir. Is it he?
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
So like you, sir. I'm not quite sure.
Okay. No sweat. Tyler, do you know what ha as a preposition means?
The.
Means the. Right? No sign correct. Right? So we had ha shalamium. Right? So ha shalamium. So ha means the. Then you have shalamium, which is a word which means a peace offering. Which means peace. Okay? Or to make peace. Right? So on and so forth. Right? Then you have bakwar. Bakwar is a word which means oxen. Or cattle is your cows, your beef, your oxen. Right? Then you have shanyam. All right, shanyam is, you could tell me.
Salakia.
Mm-hmm.
Shanyam.
Say again.
Shanyam with the is Shanyam still a number?
Correct.
Is this like second or is this 2?
This is 2. I see you bring in 2 oxen, right? 2 oxen. All right, so shanyam, shanya can mean both of them can mean 2, right? So you would basically look at it based on the context. So it's telling you to bring 1 goat, bring 2 cows, bring 2 ox, right? Then you have right here, it says ayalam, right? The root word here is ayal, which is a ram, right? So this is a grown male goat, right? Then he puts ayalam. This puts this as the plural, but we would generally do this as ayal yam, right? It's just different. Sometimes the plural is put a little bit different. But you have ayal as the singular, and then you can see right here ayal's used in this verse, or you see ayal yam, right? For simplicity and for like consistency of the way we do it, we would just do it today as ayal yam, so it's more consistent, right? And then it says because if you do ayal am, that could also mean like their ram, right? You know that am at the end could mean like they, them, or they, them, or their, right? So for consistency, we would do it as ayal yam. Okay. Then you have kamasha, right? Which the root is just kamash, which means what?
Salakia.
Go ahead.
5.
Means 5, right? The number 5. So kamash is 5. So 5 rams, right? Then it says we're here. Ithwadium. Let's go into this word. All right, so Ithawad comes from third. Okay, so Ithawad means fully grown. Okay, so fully grown. It says right here, male goat, spoken only in plural of he goats. Okay, so basically, this is only ever used to say like fully grown. It's only ever used in the context of goats. Okay, so So word. Hold on. Yeah, because the root here would be third. So you're looking at the word. Okay, it's a fully grown goat, right? So an adult goat. So it used before, a yal, which already means a ram. But this is a fully grown ram, just like, in case anyone tries to bring a ram that's, just about got horns. It's a fully grown male goat, right? So Ithawadium, again, uses the plural because we're talking about multiple rams, 5 to be exact. Okay. It says Kamasha Kabashium as well. So 5 male rams, fully grown male goats, right? And you'd also bring 5 Kabashium. All right, Kabash is a word which means sheep, right? So I think Kabash would typically mean lamb specifically. Let me see. Yeah, Kabash, lamb, male lambs. Okay, so it can mean lamb or sheep, but it's more specific. I mean, I put lamb or sheep because it's sheep, right? Now this is more specifically a male, right? A male sheep. What is it? Rakal? Which is the one that means a female sheep? I'm pretty sure it's Rakal, right? Rakal, which means a ewe, which is a female sheep. Okay, then you have Banya. Let's go into this word. It's the same as like son or child. Yeah, ban. Okay, so the root is old, or like a descendant. It's basically the same thing. So son or child is good. Okay, so you have Banya Shana. Shana means means year. Okay, so male lambs, and then Banya Shana would be like a child within the year, right? So a child in the first year. Hold on. Is it the year Kamasha? Is that the first 5 years? Hold on. Male lambs, children of the year. It's Kamasha, makes me think of 5. What I want to do real quick, let me find this verse in the English. Let's see. KJV. We're in Numbers, 7:23. 7:23. I just want to double check. So to me, that's reading as like in the 5th year. Oh no, it's just talking about the number of lambs. Okay, so 5 he goats and 5 lambs of the first year. Okay. Right. So it's okay. Right. Okay, I was confused, right? So it's Ayalam or Ayaliam is how we will say this today more, right? Kamasha, so 5 rams, right? Ithawadium, Kamasha, so 5 male goats. So this is just again reiterating the previous. So 5 rams, 5 fully grown male goats, right? And then lambs in the first year, 5 of those as well. So 5 lambs in their first year. Okay. Then you have Za. Za is a word which means this, right? It could be, it's mainly what, just this or that. This, these, or here. Okay. How do we typically do this word? Let's see. This is by far the most common. These is 40. Here is 29. In this most basic form, it just means this. It can mean the other two kind of more. Okay. Then you have Quaraban. All right, Quaraban. Okay, Quaraban is an offering, like an offering or tribute. Okay, tribute. It comes from the root word here would be Quarab, right? We'll go into this word. Quarab is a word which means like to draw near, to meet, or encounter. So you can see this word Quaraban means offering, sacrifice, or gift. Comes from this word Qarab, which means to offer. Can also mean like to bring near, right? To bring, to offer, seems to clear up there, so on and so on. All right. Also, shalom to sister Carolyn. All right, shalom, sis. Yahweh Shema Allah Ta'ala Shema Shai. All right, shout out to Captain Malquad. Okay. Let's go back into the verse. Okay, one more. All right, then we have Nathan. All right, so Nathan Allah. Okay, so which is Nathanael. Hold on. Usually, I know Nathaniel Allah was translated today as, which means a similar thing, right? So Nathan Allah is a name. It means God has given. So let me put they've put this as Nathanael. Okay, it's just, again, that's just how they. It's like they added vowels and stuff, but they've translated this as Nathanael just so I can put that there, and then it means given of God. So I can. All right. So Nathanala or Nathanala. Okay. Let's see if we can finish off 13. Yeah, we right here. All right. So you got Ban, which again just means son. Then you have Tazawa'aya. All right, Tazawa'aya. Okay, so Tazawa'aya, which is another name. The name here is Zua. So I can go to X and Z. Okay, and this name, let's get into it. All right, so this name, let's see, comes from Taza'aya, to become insignificant. Okay, his name means small or little one. Okay, so his name means little one. Okay. All right. This brother was a Issachar. Okay. All right. With that, I think that closes out the class. Is anybody still writing anything down? Or are y'all good to go?
And I'm good to go.
Okay. Most high in Christ. Can I allow you to what?
Con.
Okay. All right. With that, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the class. All right. So, bada bing, bada boom. Wait. This way. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and salute out the brothers. All right, so Yemen of Israel, I'm Madiam. Let me tilt up my camera real quick. All right, so I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Barakatham. All right, Yad Yam Matah. All right, now I'm gonna salute the sisters. Sisters stand. I keep going in and out of the matrix. Like yo. All right, Yiman Ezra, I'm Madiam Shabbath, I'm Madiam, Barak, Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai.
Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba Hashem Yahweh Shai.
I'm sorry, in Christ. Yad Yam Matah, and class dismissed. All right, thank everybody for tuning in. Appreciate everybody tuning in, everybody participating in the class. Again, if you have any suggestions or anything anybody wants to see in these classes, be sure to contact me, put in your suggestions. You know what I'm saying? If you want to attend these classes live as well, just contact myself, contact ISUPK UK. I'll also just put that in the chat right before we go, so like I should put this in earlier. But if anyone wants to partake in classes like you see Ayala and Kayala, Shalom Ayala, you know, just contact the school, all right? Just let us know your name, your zone, and the name of your camp leader. All right, with that, Shalom Israel, Lord of Christ.
Shalom Israel, it's that time again. The ISUPK under commanding General Yahana presents the Lord's 57th annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 57th annual Passover, April 4th, 2026 in Houston, Texas. All Black, Hispanics, and Native Americans are commanded to observe the Lord's Passover. This will be the biggest Passover to date. You do not want to miss this. Fresh lamb, fresh wine, and bitter herbs as commanded by the Most High. Only $200 per person, ages 17 and up. The biggest event of the year. There is only one Passover, and it's under commanding General Yahana. See you there, Israel. Shalom.
Nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us. Watch where you stepping.
Hey, listen, brothers and sisters, man. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button, man. Subscribe to this channel. And also, please, go to ISUPK.com and pay your tithe. Drop me some cash so we can move around this planet like we need to, man, and do the things we need to do.
They're one West. They're one West. They're one West.